Hey everybody, Howie Mandel here. This next podcast has a friend of mine, Kathy Griffin, who has been through a lot and is embarking on a new tour. We talk about everything. The reason I came on before that is it got darker than I ever knew it was. And we talk about her attempted suicide, and it gets even darker than that. So these are possible triggers. Just want to warn you, I'm an advocate for mental health. We talk about it. And if these are triggers for you, then turn away. Otherwise, subscribe, comment, and listen and watch. This is not like an intervention.
How do you know?
We're about to find out.
You're the last one to find out.
Okay. Welcome to Howie Mandel Does Stuff. I'm Howie Mandel.
I'm Jacqueline Schultz, his daughter.
And we have the illustrious Kathy Griffin in the house.
I love that music.
Yeah, it's her husband.
My husband made it.
It's very exciting. It feels like excitement is building.
Want him to make you a song?
Yes.
He'll make you a song. I'll ask him.
By the way, I have one song called I'll Say It, and I had a talk show for 2 seasons. I had the nerve to sing the song. It's very, very, auto-tuned, but it's a really cute song. Do you remember?
Is it on YouTube right now?
Yes.
So this is why I said you have to wear headphones. We'll play it right now. What's it called? How do we find
I'll
it?
Say It, Kathy Griffin.
Go ahead.
And
what's it called?
I'll Say It.
Go ahead.
I'll say it.
Go.
Here
we go. Here we go. I'll say it.
Do you remember when Tracy Ullman had that song, They Don't Know About Us? It was so cute. So that was like the inspiration. But it's a very catchy song, and the guy from Fountains of Wayne wrote it, and it's really cute. So if anybody ever wants a cute, poppy, bubblegummy pop song.
Go ahead.
Are we allowed to play it?
Yeah, I own it.
Okay. That's why we're allowed to play it. You're gonna
Look at
What's on your mind? But if you're inclined not to say it, well, don't you worry, 'cause I'll say it. I'll say it for you. I know what's in your head.
Wow.
Cute, right?
It is cute.
You can sing. You say you're auto-tuned?
Yes.
Okay, so
But
then
so
I
is
won't
everyone.
judge it then, because it's really good, but you're saying you're not good.
No.
It's good.
I'm terrible.
All right, we
It's
hear it.
wonderful.
It's good. Did it chart?
It did not chart, but I actually had the nerve to do like a gay nightclub tour with it. And I would go
With
to
one song?
one song, and I would go to gay clubs, and the boys would go crazy, and they would play it and dance. And there are actually 5 different dance mixes out there, which I also own.
You should put it back out on TikTok and have
Yeah,
people
why don't
make
you
a
do it on
dance to
So
TikTok?
that's what I want to know is I want to know if I dance to it on TikTok, then will people be able to download it?
Yes.
Do I have to like contact TikTok first and tell them?
Are you not on TikTok? You're on TikTok.
I'm on TikTok, but
So what do you mean? You don't
can
call
upload
them every time.
sounds.
I don't have a TikTok person.
You can upload sounds.
You can be your own TikTok person. You realize that.
Really?
It's not like a network anymore. Like when you and I started in the
Right.
business,
You had
if
to
you wanted to
audition.
do something on NBC, then you talk to the people at NBC.
Right.
TikTok, you could be alone in your house in your underpants and upload any production you want.
Why am I having such trouble building my TikTok following? Because I'm working so hard on it, and yet I fear that it's because of my age, and people my age just don't go on TikTok.
I'm a lot older than you, and I have 11 million followers on TikTok.
You SOB. You SOB.
Are
I'm
you
looking
posting?
right now.
Are you bragging?
I am bragging. Humble
You're
bragging.
That's
bragging.
you are like the
No.
Selena Gomez of comedy. That's a lot
You are.
of followers.
Selena Gomez.
You
Yeah,
want to
'cause
be Selena Gomez. That's a good
She
thing.
has like the most followers on Instagram. Does she still?
She
On
might.
Instagram, maybe.
But TikTok too. She's way up there.
But do you post every day?
I post every day.
And what is your?
I do a lot of original content, but I'll tell you, I also own My Life on the D List, all 6 seasons, and I own all 19 of my TV specials. So I should probably be uploading.
Are your
like, little
posts
clips
more
of
than
that.
a minute?
I'm trying to do more than a minute now.
Because you can monetize that.
Exactly.
Right.
Which is pitiful. I get like 4 cents a month at this point. But what's funny is there's an account called @KathyGriffinClips, and I believe it's a gay guy in New Zealand, no kidding. But he gets like 20 times the engagement I do when I put the clip up myself and go, no, this is me. This is my account. So I'm trying to beat my own fan account.
But your videos have been suggested to me multiple times. The ones where you're talking about like Kanye and you were talking about your brother. So I got a lot of that suggested to me on my For You page. So something's working.
Okay, good.
And
Just
it's
be
those
patient.
ones.
How long have you been up?
Well, okay, I've only been on there for like 6 months.
Oh, well,
Okay.
hello.
Okay. All right. I'll stick to it.
All right. And-
Because I very much enjoy it, because now that Twitter has turned so dark, I have to say I'm one of those people that I will scroll TikTok.
It's called X now.
Exter is what I call it. I was kicked off personally by Elon. You should know that.
Really?
kicked you off?
Personally by Elon, yes. He does not care for me or my humor. But what I did was I went on there. One of the times he had made one of his announcements saying he was going to change it in the following way or whatever. And I went on and I changed my username to @Elon Musk. I know. It was the night before the midterms. And I started posting, I've talked to the mothers of all my children, and I am now pro-choice. Vote blue no matter who. Go Biden Harris.
Under Elon Musk.
Yes. And it fooled a lot of people. And then he was upset because people were fooled by it. And then all of a sudden my account was just gone. And it was just the gray egg with like a head.
I've never seen a gun. I don't know what that looks like.
I was a gone Twitter person. And then then Jimmy Kimmel had me on his show where I played Elon in a sketch making fun of the whole thing. And so luckily he kind of reinstated me out of shame. But it's different now. And so TikTok is where I go for my doggy videos and my cooking videos, even though I don't cook.
So you don't cook, but you post videos.
Well, I
she
watch cooking
watches.
video. I post videos of
reaction.
hilarity. So I post like funny videos. Like I'll do one of the sounds and I'll lip sync it, or I'll do something funny around the house or do something funny on the road. Like when I was announcing the tour, I schlepped down to Pacific Coast Highway because I now live in Malibu. And I was there in a bikini. By the way, this is 2 weeks ago. In a bikini at the ripe young age of 63, holding a sign saying I'm going back on tour and just waiting for people to honk at me. So that's fun.
It is.
You don't see that every day.
No, and now
Not
people
every
will.
day.
People, our viewers will now, everybody click
Good.
subscribe. What is
Yes.
your handle on Twitter?
At
Not on Twitter. That's Elon Musk.
Right.
What is your handle on TikTok?
I'm either at Kathy Griffin or at Real Kathy Griffin.
Both?
I guess
Both?
that's a problem.
That
No,
is a problem.
One of them has a blue check, but I think it's just at Kathy Griffin. Sorry, I'm looking
I'm
at my
looking
husband.
right
Well,
now.
let him. The husband is telling you. Does he
I
know who
know.
you are?
Yes. We've met.
I'm looking.
Yes. Does your husband not know? Look at. He can come to the mic. What?
You are
Who is your
real,
wife?
Real Kathy Griffin.
I'm at Real Kathy Griffin.
Right. So the other one is also you, though.
But wait, well, who's at Kathy Griffin?
Well, your name on there, like your name that you see is Kathy Griffin, but under it, it's Real Kathy Griffin.
Interesting. Does that mean someone has at Kathy Griffin?
Are you posting on the same account every day?
Yes.
No, you are. I see. New. You have a new one.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's new.
Yeah.
Just be patient.
Okay.
It takes a while.
Okay.
And don't overthink.
Okay. Just do.
Just do. So the point that you have a
I
song.
love that you're giving advice. You should look.
Well,
have you
I'm-
looked
I'm-
at his TikTok?
I'm
No.
68.
It's not good.
It's not good.
I'm a Howie TikTok virgin.
It's
Okay.
not good.
Well, I'm going to pop you a cherry.
No.
on
It's
it.
not good.
What
I'll
did
bet
you do
it's
last
delightful.
night? Didn't you do one last night?
I did one last night.
Can we
Yeah.
look at it for 1 second?
Yeah, throw up
Okay.
my last night's, the Dance of the Knives, my homage to Britney.
Oh boy! Now you don't want the Free Britney people coming after you, Howie.
I didn't do it. It's not negative.
Well, they don't. They decide, not you.
It's
They
true. You
decide.
never know. Just like the
That's
Vanderpump
right.
people.
And
well,
the Swifties.
the
and-
Vanderpump people hate me.
what are you, anti-Ariana? Okay, but that's a lot of like NASA level editing.
You know,
No, it's not.
Is that humans?
it's just a
filter.
filter.
Okay, you know what? I'm
Can I
sorry.
tell you the
Haven't I worked hard enough in this industry? Now I have to go to filter school
No.
and learn fancy editing?
Just scroll. Well, do not look at TikTok. Aside from,
Yes.
so you scroll through and you say, oh, look, this looks cool. and it's the bold.
Bold glamour.
So that's the same as bold glamour,
I
except that's
see.
clone.
Well, I know the beauty filters. I'm not crazy.
I will also want to mention, we'll mention it many times, you are back on tour. Everywhere, from Des Moines to Omaha to Kansas to Providence to we'll have can we have a link to her tour schedule?
And
you got to
it's-
go see her live, because live is amazing and unabashed, and which is amazing. And the tour is called My Life on the PTSD List. If you're young and listening to this, she was famous for Life on the D List, and PTSD. I'm an advocate for mental health. Is an homage to what I don't know
I
how.
have that. So I
I
actually
know.
do a lot of stuff in my new show about having PTSD, because you have to just laugh. You have to laugh at it.
I don't know how you do, and I'm fascinated by you as a human being, besides you as a talented person, because I don't know
Moo. Meow. Moo.
what's happening.
What?
This is one of my therapies.
What?
What are you doing? If you're just listening,
No,
she's
I
on all
hope you're
fours.
watching. Can you see?
What's going on? Well, it seems
I'm a cow.
that's
No,
your therapy.
meow is cat.
I can give you some. I can give you some suggestions for a therapist or psychologist that would
If
really.
you knew how much the therapist was that taught me how to do cat cow, it's this thing called cat cow, which I thought I was the only person doing.
Oh, you
but
are.
now when I talk about it in my shows, there's actually like a smattering of recognition applause. So that means.
No, I don't know if
I think that's just support.
recognition.
That's
like,
support.
Yeah.
Is that just because I tell people to bring their cats to the show and their cows?
I think they feel bad for you.
Can I? I'm not
I
going to
will
make
take
fun
your
of.
pity.
I will not.
I will take your pity.
I will not make fun of mental health, coping skills, or whatever you're. But explain to me what you get out of pretending you're a cat and pretending you're a cow.
Okay, it's the same thing I get out of my Kundalini yoga. Which
Kundalini
I don't
yoga, I do understand.
Okay, I don't. I don't even know what it is. And I do it once a week.
Isn't that the yoni egg thing where you hold an egg in your vagina?
No!
What's Kundalini
Why do
yoga?
you-
God!
Nothing I wanted to hear from my daughter.
What's
Moo.
Don't count your vaginas
what
before
is
they're
that?
hatched.
What's the yoni egg? I thought that was Kundalini.
no,
I
that's-
love that your
that's-
team is furiously
That's
Googling it.
Kundalini yoga.
Oh, boy.
Kundalini.
Well,
we can say Kundalini.
Yes, in my
Yes.
presence, absolutely.
Well, it's my-
so
it's
the
in
point
my- in
is,
front of my
I'm
daughter, I'm
doing
saying it.
all these things
fine.
that I was so sick with PTSD that I went through about a 10-month period where I just couldn't stop vomiting.
Oh, are you kidding me?
No. And let me tell you, and I'm a cancer survivor, and we
Well,
can
this
talk
is
about that,
we'll
but,
talk about everything. You were canceled.
No,
Cancered?
hold on. Hold on. A lot of people were canceled. I was investigated by the Department of Justice.
So you're the queen of
Who
cancel.
put me under an investigation, put me on the no-fly list,
That's
interrogated me under oath, and were considering charging me with conspiracy to assassinate the President of the United
For
States.
holding that doll
For
head.
taking a picture. Yes. So all the other folks that were canceled and maybe had a bad week, different animal. It was lawyering up, et cetera, et cetera. So, and the MAGA folks are still angry with me. And I've been embattled in many legal cases since then. I keep getting sued by MAGA people. I have a case outstanding in federal court in Tennessee. And if you two would like to come with me to any of those appearances.
Is that the one where
You're welcome.
Isn't that the one where the guy was making? He got fired from an app.
Yeah.
Because he was making homophobic. Somebody taped him making homophobic.
Harassing these trans kids, getting their
Yeah.
prom picture taken at a lobby of a hotel. So I did a couple of tweets about it, which is a long career of advocacy for the queer community. And so the guy decided to sue me as if I'm the reason he got fired, not his own behavior. But, these cases take years to cycle through the system. And so I had 2 cases in Kentucky, one in state court, one in federal court. So it's been like a whole thing. So yes, the queen of cancellations. Lung cancer, even though I never smoked. I have half a lung on my left side.
Holy shit!
Half a lung. Now, what I don't appreciate is your smug look on your face with your 2 lungs. Because I feel like
why are you treating her like
exactly.
I don't think she was
Exactly.
looking at me. She was looking at you.
that? No, you.
Yeah,
Me?
it was you.
It was me?
It was you,
Yeah,
Jackie.
I'm sorry.
That's your
And I
resting
also-
smug.
I do
look.
Right.
have resting bitch face. I didn't know I had resting
But when
smug.
somebody says they have a half a lung, that's not the expression.
What's the face? I'm
Make
sorry.
a
You know
face.
why?
Try it
She's got-
again. Say it again.
Yeah, see, you look like a typical two-lunged person.
I'm sorry.
And you're flaunting your left lung right in front of me like I don't have feelings.
My 2 lung privilege
Yes.
is showing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And, I take issue with that. And what else?
I have an enlarged prostate.
You were going to say
Nice.
something else.
Nice.
What did you think I was going to say?
Now, wait, does it stay that size or does it decrease or get bigger or what?
I don't know.
You never asked?
I don't even understand how
I think
he
you have
is
a
able
problem.
to tell. I
Have you
do.
tried cat cow?
Oh.
Geckos? You put
Cat
geckos?
Cat
Cat
cow.
cow.
Cat
Cat cow from
Meow.
moo.
Thank you. Thank you. All better. All better.
Prostate fixed.
Who needs Dr. Bills?
How does he know it's enlarged when he sticks his finger in? Well, I talk about that a little bit in my act. When
Yeah.
he sticks his finger in, like that's not I don't think that's a good
Like
an
medical
accurate-
device?
or measurement. Like
Right.
How do you know?
How exact is it really? But you don't want him to use one of those things with the, what were those things in school where it has like a pointy thing, like a map?
What did you put in your ass in school?
I put a bunch of stuff in my ass. Most of it's still up there.
Really?
Yeah.
Talk about carry on.
I know. Meow. And
Moo.
I will do whatever it takes. So that's when I was diagnosed with PTSD, is when none of these doctors could figure out why I was so sick. And let me tell you.
Why did you get lung cancer? Did they figure out why?
They don't know. They think, I never did clubs all that much. Like, because I was an actress first, I went about stand up a little ass backwards, where I was in the groundlings.
Ass backwards because you want to get to all the stuff.
It's right in there. It's like Santa's Christmas sack. And I had to figure out what was wrong with me, because when you're that sick, you can't do anything. If you're barfing all day, you can't. You're dehydrated. I was going to the ER, getting infusions of saline all the time. Like, it was a nightmare.
So you're saying secondhand smoke from the clubs?
Maybe, but I don't think that's it, because I actually didn't do clubs all that much. I kind of started doing like smallish theaters, which is better for my style, because I'm really more of a storyteller than a classic joke teller. Not really, absolutely I am. And so I think he asked me if I grew up around radon, which maybe.
You probably did. Was
mean-
it radon is the neighbors, the surname of the neighbors?
No,
Ben and Julie Radon?
No, but I do remember this. I'm not making this up, but when the DDT truck would come down our block.
You had a DDT truck come down your block?
Not only that, all the kids in the neighborhood would run behind it, and our parents would be like, "Kids, the DDT truck is coming," and we would dance in it and go, "I'm in a cloud."
What's
I'm
DDT?
in
That's a spray.
pesticide.
Pesticide.
Oh, well
a lot
then,
of
I
neighborhood
think I know
kids
where
would
it
run.
1966.
It's still stupid. Still stupid.
Your
the point
parents
is,
called you out to run behind the cloud of
My
smoke.
parents enjoyed a highball and an old fashioned, and it was 5 o'clock somewhere.
We had the
so
ice
they
cream
were
truck.
busy. Yeah, it was like that, sort of. Yeah.
so you ran behind. Well, problem solved.
Ice cream
We-
trucks
I know.
are dangerous too.
Why?
My husband said his mom, my mother-in-law, used to tell my husband that they sell guns and drugs out of ice cream trucks and not to go anywhere near.
I
ice cream
heard
trucks.
that too.
Yeah, so he's never
You
been
know
to
her
an ice cream
husband?
truck.
No, I knew a guy whose dad was an addict, and he would get his pills from the ice cream man.
Yeah, that's what.
Dipped in chocolate.
I mean, unless it's a metaphor, but I think she meant the ice cream truck.
Yeah, my husband's never been to an ice cream truck.
Interesting.
Has he ever been to a pesticide cloud?
Or just a
I
big
doubt
drug
it.
den.
I don't think so.
But really, the truth is,
Yeah.
you have gone through, as somebody who is an advocate for mental health and suffers. Not to the extent that I'm not comparing, but as somebody who suffers from mental health issues of anxiety and depression.
Yeah.
What you have gone through, and I don't have PTSD, but it's amazing that you're able to even lift your head up and come out in public and even sit here. And, you just nodded to the fact that, even after all this, and I think that you're in the right to post and show the issues that are going on, like that guy who is besmirching transgender kids.
Well,
But I would say you have no fear of that anymore. Like
I don't have fear of it because no matter what, those kids needed somebody to advocate for them, and that won't change whether I have fear or not. But I think going through stuff is something that the audiences that come see this tour are kind of aware of, which is nice. So that's why, like, for this, I don't want to do a lineup show. I don't even have an opener. I've a lot to say because I haven't been on tour in 6 years. But let me tell you what was maybe the hardest part about the whole, like, Trump thing and stuff. It was when, you know what it's like to be a workaholic. And when the Trump thing happened, I was in the middle of a 50-city tour. And after the photo, all 25 of the remaining shows were canceled due to bomb threats to the theaters. And the fact that the phone didn't ring for 6 years was like the hardest thing on my mental health. Just to go from, I'm going on the road today, I'm going to do a TV show today, I'm going to do a commercial, like whatever I've been doing all these decades, to have that just stopped, but also to have the country loathe you. Like loathe you.
Well, do you really think that you're saying
rough.
the country, but obviously we are in a very divisive state.
Yeah.
So if you're reading or putting yourself in front of the loathing, then which is not healthy, I would imagine
No, I
there
wasn't doing that. It was the silence that I couldn't escape. And like I said,
but
the
you
phone
probably
not
had
ringing,
you probably had a lot of support too.
I did. I had some good friends. I will say I lost about 75% of my friends, and they never came back. And so I also, okay, I know I'm laying it on thick, but I also became addicted to prescription pills. So I also tried to take my life, and I was in a 5150 psych hold for 3 days at Cedars. And so I actually, even though I was a pill girl, I go to AA meetings on Zoom every day, and I've made a lot of friends through AA. So I've been lucky about like getting some nice friendships going. But that's why we were joking before about the art of conversation. I kind of just live for that now. I just want to like really talk to people. I have these salon lunches and dinners where I make sure everybody doesn't even bring their phone to the table. Like after going through all that stuff, I just want to like hang out with people and laugh and talk about stuff. I'm not as much of a news junkie because I had to walk away from the cable news. It was making me too nuts. But, I keep up on stuff.
Why did you lose friends? Why did you lose 75% of your friends?
Because remember...
I would imagine a lot of your friends were not Trump supporters.
No, but by the way, some were. I was very dear friends with the late, great Suzanne Summers, Thigh Master, if you don't remember. And, she definitely was a hardcore Trumper. And some of the folks I met through her, like some of my older friends, were Trumpers. And, there was one guy that my husband and I had just taken a dinner about 3 years prior, and he was on the board of directors of CBS. And he wrote me this letter that was just, you should go to Oval Office and get on your hands and knees and beg for forgiveness and tell Trump you were stupid and you deserve the blowback, but beg him for your career back. And this guy was on the board of directors for CBS. He's now passed away. But I'm just saying, like, I tried to stay away from all the bad stuff and the blowback. But like I said, the fact that your phone isn't ringing and your tour is canceled, and many theaters made statements saying I wasn't welcome back at the theater ever again and stuff. Now, many of them have since changed their tune, which is great. But the turnaround really just happened. And I have to thank the Mirage because, as you know from doing Vegas off and on all these years, Vegas is not edgy like people think. Like, it may be a naughty city, but it's middle America that's going to shows in Vegas largely. And so my first show back was last June, which is now just a couple months ago. And I sold out. Then they booked me for one show in August. I sold out. And hence, with a mutual friend, called a manager. I got a manager, then an agent. And this tour came together 3 weeks ago. So I am
congratulations.
thrilled because I feel like there's concrete proof that things are finally turning around. Like
You survived it. I don't think a lot of people could go through what you went through.
It was rough. It was rough because you also, I also like have to get good at talking about it because for a while I would really bristle if anybody had a question, and now I realize like the great Jane Fonda was like, "This is going to be on your tombstone, kiddo," and she's right. So I understand if somebody has a question about it or if that's what they know me from, that's okay. But it's the getting through part that like has been essential. So for me to just get back on the road is like the best panacea.
Did you anticipate when you were doing, I know you probably anticipated the shock value of what you were going to do in the photo, but did you anticipate the blowback that you were going to get?
Not only did I not anticipate it, I didn't think the shock value would be that much because I thought, first of all, I didn't have a publicist at the time. I was in between gigs. And so I'm so D-list that I thought, you know what? I'm not doing anything. Why don't I just do a funny photo shoot? So I called a shooter that I had worked with once before, and we did other photos that day. Like I did one of my then next door neighbor, Kim Kardashian, and her husband at the time, Kanye West. 2 years next door neighbors.
Wow.
Take it in. Anyway, they were, by the way, dream neighbors. I know that sounds funny.
She's my neighbor now.
I love her. She's no drama. The last thing she wanted to do was cause drama in the neighborhood. So they were actually amazing neighbors, and boy, do they have security. So that was fun, which I also kind of needed at the time. And so I thought that this photo will maybe live on like a couple of gay blogs. I didn't think it was all that shocking. It was a Halloween mask. I personally felt like as a woman, I sort of felt a need to do a shocking photo about him because I find him to be a shocking guy. I know him as you do. Mm-hmm. If you worked at NBC Universal, as I did for 20 years, he was everywhere. He was ubiquitous. But, you'd see him at publicity events and, when they'd roll out the new seasons, that's when my life on the D-list was in and stuff. And I never knew this part of Trump. I always thought he was just kind of this bloviating kind of character, So I'm getting nervous because I'm waiting for you to say most of the listeners of the show are Trumpers.
No.
Because you probably cross over. You're probably...
Well, I just don't talk. I don't talk politics. We don't talk politics.
Okay, so I don't mean to go too deep on that. But
you can go deep. You can go as deep as you want. I'm just listening. I don't
want to alienate people because
you're not alienating people.
Okay.
On this show, nobody gets alienated.
Okay, good. Because I'm just, as a woman and as a woman of a certain age, I found the stuff he did beyond shocking. And so I thought, let's take sort of a protest photo. Some people thought it was funny. That's fine with me too. I don't care. But no, I never could have anticipated. And what I learned and since then is because I've gotten a couple of FOIAs, Freedom of Information Acts, and the Oval Office, first of all, it came directly from the Oval Office, which is shocking to me.
Yeah.
That the sitting president would be like, make this a priority. Mm-hmm. They were very serious about charging me with that crime, which is also shocking to me because I thought, okay, well, he's going to make me miserable, but they're not going to really charge me with the crime. They called my lawyer, and my lawyer, you can ask him this, every day because they desperately wanted me to go downtown and they wanted footage of a perp walk. So they wanted like a helicopter. They would see me being like walked into the downtown LA precinct. And
there was a moment where you really believed that you were going to be charged.
Yeah, well, I never spent a moment not taking that seriously. So I spent a long time, practicing with my First Amendment attorney, who, by the way, is the real guy in the movie The People versus Larry Flynt. The real guy that Edward Norton plays is my First Amendment attorney. Because I'm thinking, if he can defend Larry Flynt, then damn it, I'm a walk in the park. But it was a lot of wrangling with the lawyers and the two government agencies, the Secret Service and the U.S. Attorney's Office, just to keep them from charging me. And so that was just so much to deal with. And so once again, like...
And expensive?
Insanely expensive, like over $1 million.
Really?
Yes. Oh, well, hold on. I should say, I also am throwing in my security bills because the stuff people would do to me if I ventured out of the house was so scary. Like, I can't tell you how many people, if I was just walking down the street, would approach me and be furious and get in my face and turn red. And, because let me tell you, these Trumpers, they're hardcore. They are hardcore. I've never seen anything like it. Also, as a comic, I've made fun of every president. And
that was kind of your act before, too. You comment on popular culture and all the celebrities. Like, that's what you do.
Right.
So.
In fact, I used to have a story in my act that wasn't about Trump being anything but just kind of a dumb goofball about doing an episode of The Apprentice where he hired me to host one of their events that they were putting on as a challenge, and then he hired Liza to be the headliner. So I spent a wacky day at Bedminster with Liza and the Donald, and I told that story, Mac, before he was president, because I just thought it was a funny story.
Right.
Like he was driving us around the golf cart, and Liza was scared shitless, and it had all the elements of a good Kathy Griffin story for her act. And so, knowing that he knows me and he knows the kind of comedy I do, he didn't think for 1 minute that I was a threat to his life or his safety or anything like that. So all of it was bizarre and kept getting more bizarre, and it became this seismic news event. And then everyone just became too afraid of me. Like I did pitch a show to a classic network during that time. I pitched many shows, trust me. And one of the network guys was very honest. He said, look, you're an earner and you're funny and everybody knows that, but we have viewers in the flyover states and you're just not going to play. And I think that he's the one guy that said it, but I think that was the deal for 6 years.
Well, especially if you're going to, was it broadcast?
Yeah.
So it's broadcast.
Yeah.
So broadcast
Well, it's
is,
cable, but still. It's still cable.
then that's not broadcast. The cable should do it.
Yeah, it was cable.
That's kind of interesting.
I know.
But
But I could feel that was the reason. It was kind of good to have somebody
Yeah,
go,
but nobody wants to. Well, I shouldn't say nobody, but a lot of if you're in the business and you want to capitalize, possibly like even you made a comment right now. Like, am I offending
right.
a viewer or
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
People don't want to. I mean, this is not what this.
No, I was so relieved he said that because I
Really?
understand. Yes, because I understand that. He's in the business of selling advertising and putting in shows on the cable channel that are going to attract as many viewers as possible. So I became so polarizing that
But especially in cable, I don't understand it. As somebody who is a, an advocate for, the ability for free speech, and also aside from that, I've talked many times about like when I first popped onto the scene, and I've told the story many times, but. I played Radio City Music Hall, and I sold out 2 shows in one night, and my wife and I were in the dressing room between shows watching 7,000 people leave the first show and come into the second show, and 7th Avenue was like packed with like 13, 14,000 people. It was in the 80s. And she said, how do you feel? And I said, bad. And she goes, why do you feel bad? I said, because this is New York and there's 20 million people?
Right.
30 million people?
Yeah.
So 29,980,000 people decided not to come tonight. So there's always,
of course,
there's always more people that are going to be against you, not know you, not like you.
Yeah.
But if whatever your product is, whether it should be respected and out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, I did do some speaking stuff after the incident about the First Amendment. I got to go and speak at Oxford, and so it's been a journey. And I don't know all the amendments, but I know the first one.
And but you're back.
I'm back, baby.
Do you feel it?
Yes. I am a little self-conscious about my voice because it's like a little higher pitched now. Because I was actually, even though I'm cancer-free, I was injured during the left upper lobe of my lung being removed. So my voice is like a little bit higher pitched. So at the very opening of the show, I just go, hey guys, this happened, and I tell a joke about it, and then usually people.
I think
are
you're more
forgiving.
self-conscious than people.
Than I should be?
Yeah.
I think so because I'm being honest with you. I didn't notice it, and I'm a judge.
Oh,
I didn't notice it.
I didn't notice it.
and now I use like that Madonna headset mic,
Yeah.
and it's better. So I have that now in every theater.
Is your voice that much different than it was?
When I go to project, it goes into a higher pitch. Like this is a wonderful microphone, so I
Yes.
can speak in my normal talking voice. But if I was on stage, I probably would want to like amp the energy up, and then the adrenaline somehow makes the pitch go up a little bit.
So you were injured.
I have a paralyzed left vocal cord permanently.
You have not. Lucky is not a word that is synonymous with Kathy Griffin.
I have the luck of the Irish, which is bad luck. But that I have.
3-leaf clover. You because everything, like even when you got LASIK, I remember that.
Oh, I did. I had bad botched LASIK.
Like, have you ever
That
had
guy
a
should be in
procedure?
jail, by the way. But okay, I just want to say.
Oh, now you're going to start in
No,
trouble
I'm not
again?
going to start in trouble. I'm just going to say, yes, I've had not the best luck in that department.
Do you know what
But
happened when she
I
had LASIK?
don't, no.
She had LASIK when it was all the rage, when everybody was getting it,
It was
right?
too new. That was my mistake. It was kind of new.
But that's when it was like in the news.
Everybody was getting it, and yeah.
And you went to we won't mention his
no,
or
but
her
a
name. You went to
well-regarded eye doctor.
and
Yeah.
what happened?
And I got this thing called epithelial cell ingrowth on my left eye. And so I started getting these cells that started growing over my pupil. So my vision was like going away slowly. You know, meow. And look, that's
Moo.
why I meow and moo, because I've had too many years of this stuff. And so if I get on all fours and meow like a cat, then so be it. Dude.
So you didn't explain to me what the thought behind meowing and mooing is. Like
I don't know because I don't ask. All I know is all the crazy things that I'm doing.
I want to be a therapist.
Oh, you
I want to
should.
be in that power to go,
You
okay,
should be
listen,
mine.
you've had cancer.
Right.
You've been canceled.
Yeah.
You're half blind in one eye. You're in a very dangerous position.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the answer. I need you to get on all fours and make a cat sound
Yeah.
and a cow sound, and you will be better.
Remember, you got to arch your back when you're kitty cat. And then when you're the cow, you straighten your
know
back.
it.
Does it have to do
That's-
with breathing? Maybe it's breathing.
Maybe it is, but you should also know I take a once a week breath class.
You're busy. You're busy with your moves.
Well, that makes sense. You have half a lung.
Well, no, it's like therapeutic breathing, and they call it breath work.
Well,
but
that's-
I'm laughing because they just do teach you how to breathe. But they have you do like hyperventilating
I
stuff
get that.
for a while.
That's like meditation.
Okay, so that I do that. That's one of my treatments for
The
PTSD.
Kundalini yoga or whatever
Yes.
is normal, is
Okay.
somewhat normal. The or normal is recognizable to me.
Yes.
The breath work is recognizable to
Okay.
me. The cat and the cow, not so much.
Still, okay, we're still no zoo today.
Can I ask just because
Yeah.
I'm kind of ignorant when it
Well,
comes
wait. He wants to say something. Hang on one second.
What happened?
I do cat cows all the time.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
My
It's a
brother.
sort of yoga.
That's my son.
It's a yoga move though, but I do it. It's for stretching your neck, back, and shoulders.
Wait, so can you explain it?
Is
what?
it for
I
any
never
mental?
done it with the sound. It's just about arching your back up and then releasing it the other way.
But what did they explain to you when they said, if you want to do the sound will help in this way? Like what they say? Because I don't know why we do sounds either.
The sound part I'm a little confused about.
Okay,
but
okay.
the-
So
the
there's some
stretch-
confusion.
The stretch I definitely know and do cat cows for my
That's
back.
my son.
Thank you.
That's a
Pretty common.
smattering of a
Thank
plus.
you.
Pardon me?
It's pretty common in yoga.
They all know it. All the guys in the back.
Yeah,
know
where
cat
have you
cow.
been, Grandma and Grandpa? Wow, all the kids are doing it.
You learn something new
We're not
each
going
and
to the
every
right
day.
therapist.
Go ahead
No.
with your question.
No.
Oh, I was going to say I'm ignorant about PTSD, and
Yeah.
I was under the impression, and probably wrongfully so, that it's from one single event. Could it just be like multiple events that have happened over the time that have caused PTSD now?
Yes, like, and by the way, I also thought it was for combat veterans only, and
You virtually have been in combat.
Yeah.
That's not even a joke.
no, even my friends in the military are like, no, you can have it too. But yeah, it's, I think the culmination of things for me probably, and also like within that 6-year period, I lost my mom and my sister, and like, so it was a few things, but I would say probably the Trump thing mixed with the cancer, mixed with the pill addiction. Like probably you put those three
Why were you
together.
taking the pills? They were painkillers?
Yeah, and when the Trump thing happened, I just didn't know what to do with myself all day.
So what were the pills?
Oh, I took uppers, downers, and painkillers.
To
So like
escape?
Adderalls, which I call Addergirls. So I took Addergirls.
Which made you feel like what? For what? What does that do?
Well, wait a minute. Here's the best part. I wanted to take them to be thinner.
Oh.
No. Think of how crazy that is. That once again, at 50, I think I was 59 when it got
And I
really
don't
bad.
think you've ever had a weight issue.
No,
Or
no, and it's just embarrassing to even think that that's my very deep reason for taking them. But everyone said it helped their focus, which That wasn't my problem. But the painkillers are just painkillers because they just literally
But
kill
Adderall,
pain.
I shouldn't say that.
Adderall's an upper.
But
Provigil's
it
an
makes
upper.
you lose weight, like Ozempic?
Probably in a different way. Ozempic's way healthier. But Adderall...
I don't want to give anybody
No.
ideas. Don't do this.
No, don't do this. By the way, Adderall is in 12-step. It's been likened to cocaine. So some people think it is maybe as strong as cocaine or a pill form of cocaine. So basically I was taking uppers, downers, which are the benzos, like Ativan, Klonopin, Valium.
And what was that for?
So I could sleep. So, and then the painkillers were to kind of just feel like numbed out.
Were you in pain?
No,
How do you
I
get
was
that?
in mental pain.
How do you get that?
Oh, okay. So this is what's really weird. First of all, when you're older, they just give you this stuff. But second of all, I had amassed all these pills that I never took. And it's almost like mentally I was preparing for I was like a doomsday prepper for prescription pills. I really did. Once I started taking them, I thought, maybe this is what I kept them around for. But no, I do not advocate this. It was bad for me. Ended up in a psych hold in the hospital.
You said that.
Against my will for 3 days.
Wait. So how did that happen?
Okay. So when I tried to kill myself, I took about 100 downers. And I really thought that would do it. I wrote a note, the whole thing. And then when I woke up,
Wait. So you were you at home alone?
I was at home alone.
Right.
I kicked my husband out. I fabricated a fight and kicked him out of the house. And I just thought, okay. And in my mind, I really genuinely thought, he's just going to be better off without me. You know, he's probably, I'm in a lot of trouble. And I felt like I've had a good life. I've accomplished some really good stuff. This has been a good run. And it was all the pills talking. But I was just convinced it was my time to go.
So you took 100 downers?
Yes.
And then what happened? You black out right away?
I blacked out. And the worst part about trying to kill yourself is waking up. Because I woke up and I was like, you are fucking kidding me. In fact, that was the first thing I said, my hand to God, when I woke up. I went,
Did
you
you
are
wake up
fucking kidding me.
in your house?
Yes, and there was like blood on the sheets, and I didn't know what happened. And turns out I had taken a fall. And, you know, it also, just so you know, I've never had a drink in my life.
You don't drink?
No, never had a drink in my life.
You smoke pot?
No, because my parents were alcoholics, I think I thought I couldn't become a pill addict because I don't drink. Like, oh, I mustn't be an addict. I don't even drink. And, you know, when I was taking the pills, like I said, I felt like they were very justified in my mind.
So you wake up, there's blood all over the bed. And
I'm alone in the house.
And you're alone in the house. And
Kim and
what's
Kanye are not coming over. And
They
I
were the
woke
neighbors
up.
still.
They were
the
good neighbors. They kept to themselves.
They did.
Yeah.
No, but and yeah, I then called 2 doctors, and I said I tried to take my life. I took a bunch of pills. I don't want to die anymore, but I think I legit injured myself. So can I come in and get some X-rays or something? And so I went to the emergency room.
How?
I called my husband and he drove me. And first we went to the doctor's office and he wisely said, oh, we can't do that X-ray here. You've got to go to the hospital. And, you know,
Were you bleeding?
I probably wasn't bleeding, but I had like lacerations and bruises and stuff. And I didn't know if I had like twisted an ankle or something like that. And so I went in and I told the doctors exactly what I had done and taken. And I didn't know, just by telling them that, they have to put you on a psych hold.
Right.
And so I was still probably a little bit messed up. And I remember saying to the doctor, like, okay, well, this is great. Thank you for, you know, the saline. I'm fine. I'm going to head out. And he was like, no, you're going to stay, you know. And I said, no, I'm good. And then I go, I'm not going to do this. But what if I just like pulled out the IV? I'm just asking. And he pulled back the curtain. He's like, see those 2 cops? They put the bracelets on you. And I will never forget that expression. The bracelets, the handcuffs. And so I was in the nut bin for 3 days. And they, you know, I talk about that in the show because there were parts of it that are funny because it was so crazy. And it was
Wait, so when did you realize
By
that
the way,
you...
I'm 59 when this happened.
Right.
Nobody ODs at 50. Like, nobody reaches their bottom, as we say in 12-step, at 59. This happens to like 19-year-olds, But
No, I think it happens to everybody.
59.
So when do you realize that you're in a psych hold? Like when?
Oh, as soon as once I was in the ER, I wasn't feeling messed up. I wasn't high anymore.
Right.
So I think I just thought I could talk my way out of it, go home and just kind of recuperate. And, what I didn't realize at the time that I really did need serious help. Now, I didn't go to rehab because it was the height of COVID pre-vaccine, but the hospital introduced me to two people that are professional, like recovery 12-step people. And they came over every day for 4 months and piss tested me every day and all that.
But the psych hold, I'm
Yeah,
fascinated.
3 days.
So you're in the ER.
Well, yes, and then
And when
say,
are you told you can't go home?
When after about an hour, well, when they first said we're going to put you on a 5150,
Oh, they say that to you.
and because I've of course done material in my act about Kanye and Britney Spears, I know exactly what a 5150 is, and then I started trying to talk my way out of it, and that's when they pulled back the curtain, and that's where the cops were, and then they just process you like any other time you're in the hospital.
And then did they walk you upstairs? Is there are you in a lockdown?
You're getting an IV of saline.
Right.
So you're already tethered to an IV. So they just roll you in the gurney. And I actually did get my own room, which was good. And so I was just in a room for 3 nights, and they had this poor woman that would sit at the foot of the bed. And I honestly didn't understand what was going on.
You didn't.
And I would
You didn't know
say,
that's like a suicide
oh my
watch,
gosh,
right?
Oh my gosh, Consuela, you should go. I'm totally just going to fall asleep. I know I'm being boring today. And she'd be like, oh, Miss Griffin. Well, like she wouldn't say anything. And
she
I
has to be
really
there.
didn't know that she's the suicide watch person.
You didn't know that.
And I just, because I thought that was for crazy people, not me.
You thought that she was there just
But
to
I'm
keep
But
you
you,
company.
but you understood that you were in a 5150 hold.
Right.
So I don't understand why.
I thought I was being watched enough by like whatever nurses just come by to change the bag or whatever. So I was like, oh, well, somebody's checking on me constantly. How would I ever escape? Like it was inconceivable to me that I would escape or that they think I would escape. And so I couldn't even
But
imagine.
it's not even escape. I think they're watching to see that you don't hurt yourself
Well,
with the needle that's going into
yes,
your arm.
But I thought, oh, and that's when I did get up to walk in the hall one time and realize that the door is locked from the outside. And I was like, click, click. Oh, right. So no, I really wasn't taking it in real time. I was processing.
How do they make a decision then that your 5150 is done? Are there people coming in and interviewing you and seeing what your mental state is?
I texted my cardiologist, who's the one that, wisely said you have to go to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, what can I do to get out of here? And he said, they have to keep you 72 hours because of all the stuff you took and everything. And they also ask you if you wrote a note. And I said, yes. And so by being honest about that, that's another sign that they go, okay, she didn't just take all these meds that are in her urine sample. She admitted to writing a note. So they judge the seriousness based on some questions.
Is it more serious to write a note?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they think that means you mean business.
That you,
To a doctor. I think as they're looking at the criteria for what would get somebody committed to a 5150.
So in answer to her question, what is so by law they have to hold you for 72 hours.
Yeah.
Are they coming in and are they testing you? Are they asking you questions?
The day one, I didn't see anybody. I just had an IV with saline, and they were just kind of busy getting to other patients. Day two, I guess it would be a psychiatrist, well, an MD, came to the room, and she's the one that said, because I said, I will do anything. I said, I don't ever want to do this again. I said, I didn't even mean to really attempt to take my life. This is all a nightmare. This is horrible. What do I do? So I will say, when I reached my bottom as an addict, I knew it was my bottom. I wasn't trying to negotiate my way out of like the help part. And so that's what she does, is she asks you a bunch of questions. You don't do a psych eval. She just kind of talks to you. And, I guess they knew I wasn't using anymore. And she asked, do you still want to take your life? And my guess is a lot of people probably say, yeah, so maybe the fact that I didn't, and I said, no, I don't. And, kind of helped get me sprung. But that's when she right away said, I want you to meet people that are recovery specialists And I like the AA part because if you don't know 12-step, there's no leader. Like it can't be a cult. There's not a leader. It's free. So there's not like, so I was kind of glad that they were AA.
Was the issue the addiction, or was the issue the trauma of everything that you were going through?
I think I'm an addict, but I think it was the trauma that led me to really not have a problem until I was 59 years old. That's pretty unusual.
And were you allowed visitors when you're in that lockdown?
Yes, my husband was there all the time.
This guy that's right here
This
today.
guy, who's also my tour manager.
That's fantastic.
I know.
So he's here to support you.
He's amazing.
How
at
did you guys
support.
meet?
We met, we've been together 13 years. We've been married for 3. And we met at the food festival that they have once a year in LA called the Taste LA, because it is put on by the LA Times. He used to work at the Times. And so when we were dating, being on the road so much, it was like a long distance relationship for too long. And then we had a conversation and I said, do you think you could, would you want to be my tour manager? I think you could do it. And then I had my good friend, we were discussing her before, Susie Orman, the money lady who used to have a show, denied, girlfriend approved, and she actually did the job interview. And she said, yeah, I think you guys should do it.
The job for being your tour manager,
For being my
not your
tour
husband.
manager. No, he was already passed. Well, we were still boyfriend and girlfriend that time. But yeah, so we go on the road together and it's great. And we laugh and have fun and find fun places to eat. And every show's different, as we both know.
Boy, he has seen a lot, though.
Too much.
It is a lot.
I know.
I
know.
Relationships are tough as it is.
I know.
I've been married for a long time, and there are ups and downs, but you've got some pretty dark stories, young lady.
Dark, I know.
And the dichotomy between who you are and what you've gone through and the joy and the happiness and the lightness that you spread is wonderful, but kind of speaks to what comedy. That's why the tragedy and the comedy masks are so close together when you go to a theater.
Yeah, I'm the two masks. You probably are, or have days when you feel like you are. And many of the comics I know are, many of the actors I know are as well. But yeah, I'm serious about loving. I'm looking forward to every single show on this tour. Everyone's going to be different. Everyone's going to be fun. My shows are very improvisational. I usually have some kind of core stories, but then I dance around.
And
I
people
can't
should
wait.
know that it's for everyone. It's like everyone. This is not right. Yeah, I know that sometimes you do the gay cruises. I've seen.
I did do 2 shows on a gay cruise.
Right.
Which was incredible. But this show, the reason I call it My Life on the PTSD List is people do know what PTSD is, And I think if you have it like anything and you feel like laughing about it, it's like we have so much in common, whether it's the cancer world or the addiction world or the folks
Being
that
human.
Being human. Being human.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
You're so real and you're so honest and you're so relatable. And I think that we were talking about TikTok earlier. But if you just keep being honest and relatable and you and not trying to find what works, I feel like people will gravitate towards you because your story is you, but it's not necessarily unique. There's so many people that are going through similar situations and hard times. And I think just finding that common ground will get a lot of people connected
what
with
I'm
you.
saying is those little posts. I think what
Yeah.
she's saying, there's something on TikTok where people gravitate toward authenticity. So even if you're not trying to be entertaining,
Right.
or you're not trying those things and just showing people who you are, they will find you and they will come to you.
Like I said, the 2 that I saw on the For You page were you just talking and giving your opinion. And I watched the whole thing and I was captivated.
Thank you. All right, I'll do more of that.
Yeah.
And don't get discouraged by a timeline. Don't get
Okay.
discouraged. You're on the right platform.
Yeah.
That is the right platform, and keep doing it. But again, kind of contradicting myself, you have that music, mine some of the stuff that you had.
And all the specials.
And all the
19 specials. I can
Right.
snip them up. This clip 2 minutes, this clip 1, this clip 3 minutes.
And maybe even a clip with you embedded in it talking about what was going on in your life at the time, so it's you now talking about this bit I did. And then
In
I got
2008, and then Justin Timberlake called me, and
Right.
then I said this. Yeah.
But it's
That's awesome.
It is kind of interesting and really, and you are an amazing talker. I'll give you another thing. You should podcast.
Oh, I would love to, but iHeart was wanting to do one, but they wouldn't indemnify me. And because I've had all these lawsuits from MAGA people, I fear I just can't keep covering myself. And so I said to the company, if all these specious lawsuits keep happening to me, somebody's got to take care of them. And by the way, I don't even think these people would sue a big company. They just want to bother me.
But don't you have
But they said
insurance on
no.
your cell? And it's probably hard for you to get now. No?
No, I do.
Yeah. But I'm just saying you could broadcast yourself without a company.
Yeah.
Anyway. And well, you came on here.
I know.
You did this. And
I know.
I don't think there's anything that I'm not going to, I won't edit.
I'm fine with that.
You okay with that?
Oh, the problem, I'm too okay with it. That's my problem. I've never edited myself, even for 1 second.
Your
I never
husband's
thought
here. You
about
can come
it.
to the mic, sir. Did she say anything, your husband? Did she say
Randy?
anything that you're worried about?
Yeah, Randy.
Randy.
Randy, you're around for all
Hey,
this.
what was it? What's the question?
He wasn't
You're
listening.
not watching
You're
the show.
You're so
I'm
interested.
listening to the show. I've heard her talk about this.
Am I in trouble for anything I said?
No,
Okay. Oh.
Okay, you're okay with everything she said.
absolutely. Yes.
You're a good man, Randy. You've been through a lot. You're really supportive. That's what partnership should be.
Yeah, well, it's, life with Kathy Griffin, ups and downs, and you just roll with it. And the bottom line is she always makes me laugh. So that's part of the fun.
Come on. Look
My
at
God,
guys
that.
are
the world
cute.
now is going on.
See, the warm and fuzzies.
We're almost drawing to the end of this, but I want to end on a lighter note. We
Yes.
have, I don't know if you've ever seen this podcast before, but there's a guy named Lou
Yeah.
who I started with, and it's just a moment with Lou. Would you like to
Okay.
spend a moment with Lou?
Yes, I would. Of course.
Okay,
I
this
would.
is a moment with Lou.
Okay.
For Lou, it's a Lou moment.
Like, I know that he eats chips and he's walked in here a couple times. Why are you here, Lou?
We want some fucking shiplap, motherfucker.
Punch it up, Lou.
Hoopity hoopity do do hoopity hoo doopity hoopity doo.
Lou, please let me finish this.
He's still
Umbrella
talking over there. He
in a
doesn't get
can.
it.
Well, how can I tell when it's on?
Yeah.
Because you look at the
You look at the
screen.
screen. If it's still going, then
He
you're
does this all the
on.
time. He has no idea when he's on camera. He is
If
absolutely.
he's not wearing headsets, I'm not.
Okay, well,
You
he
don't
doesn't.
have
He
to.
doesn't listen.
I'm not a professional.
He also
doesn't-
doesn't put the mic
He
near
doesn't.
him.
The mic. The people at home can't
I'm
hear
not a
him. But it's a
professional like
moment.
you, Kathy.
It's a
Somebody always
moment.
has a briefcase.
There we go. Oh, so here's what I'm trying to say. Oh, there we go. Here's what it is now. Now it'll be
Is
even
it
better.
the DDT truck?
Oh, it's like it.
Oh, it's a clown.
Don't go near the ice cream.
I am not a poet,
Okay.
so I don't know.
Well, I shouldn't do this
I don't
to
know-
a woman with a half a lung.
I don't know how to
I'm
make.
sorry, Kathy. If you want to, I don't think that. No, this is terrible.
Why did you do that?
I don't know. It's part of the Lou thing.
Okay, so here's what I'm trying to tell you. I am not a poet,
Yeah.
so I don't know how to make this rhyme. But Herman did it. This is what I'm trying to tell you. So I'm going to do a moment with Lou, and in one moment, I'm going to bust a move.
Oh.
Move, bust.
Time for Lou.
That was it, Lou.
That's it.
All right,
It's
thank
a
you.
Lou moment.
Like, I know that he eats chips.
This is
and
a
he's
tough
walked
for
in
him,
here a
Lou.
couple times.
No, that was good.
Why are you here, Lou?
We want some
Oh, another
fucking
one.
shiplap, motherfucker.
Lou, punch it up.
I think I still have three.
Hoopity-doo.
We'd never figure out
Doopity hoopity doo.
for this one.
Thank you. You get your own, Howie.
In
Nice.
a can.
You're lucky.
Adios.
Adios.
Ooh, this is a good picture because it's a good picture of you, but also looks like you.
Oh my
You know, when
god.
you walk in the room.
That's Lou.
Okay.
All right. So is Lou. Anyway, Kathy, I think this is a must-see tour. Kathy Griffin, My Life on the PTSD List. Check where can they go? They go to kathygriffin.com if you want to know where your tickets are. We'll have links to kathygriffin.com. Buy tickets. It's a do not miss. I also feel that, with your act, having seen you many times throughout, it's like each night is kind of special because you're very improvisational. You might tell a similar story, but it doesn't seem to be the same twice.
Yeah, I mix it up a lot. I love that.
And so I love that. And you have such joy for your audience. The audience has joy for you. It is a great night of escapism. And you know what? She deserves it. You deserve to be back. You deserve to shine. And I wish you nothing but health and happiness.
Thank you.
And success. And I can't thank you enough for coming on here. That's Kathy Griffin. Feel free to subscribe and to comment. And anything else?
No, I think that's it. I think we're done, right? Are we done?
It was a pleasure.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
You're gonna see. You're gonna get some scary comments. Okay.
We always get.